With regard to the nomination of Gina Haspel, I am troubled by her participation in the Black Ops site in Thailand. And
I think the thing that people who are opposed to Gina Haspel's nomination are worried about is that she was not the architect of the CIA's program of harsh interrogations, which many of these lawmakers believe were torture. But she actually oversaw or managed one of these sites that was codenamed Cat's Eye. And so if you like, she was somebody who was on the front lines in an operational kind of working capacity, not giving the orders, but seeing that they were carried out.
The fourth and final set of findings and conclusions concern how the interrogations of CIA detainees were absolutely brutal.
Gina Haspel was a senior official in the CIA's operations division, operations directorate as it's known now. She wasn't running that division, but she was working closely with the people who did. So she was somebody who was very deeply involved in the front lines of this. And importantly, she was one of a handful of officials who was later involved in the destruction of videotapes of those interrogations. So to some extent, what we know about her role in this program and about the program itself is actually impaired because some of the evidence was destroyed.
I think the world of Gina, I think she's a tremendous officer, intelligence officer. I've worked with her.
What about the human rights concerns that Senator John McCain raises?
It's a concern, and I think that's something Gina she'll have to deal with, and I think she can. In the confirmation process, because there will be questions raised about it.
What I think senators will want to know is why did you think this was appropriate? Why did you think it was just? Because there's no record of her having objected to any of these things. So while I don't think that she's going to be necessarily held completely responsible for decisions that ultimately rest on the shoulders of President George W. Bush and his senior advisors, she is going to be kind of a proxy, if you like. And senators are going to ask the very fair question of what did you think about it? And they will ask her, by the way, would you do it again? And that is going to be a key question in this nomination. Is she's going to be asked, undoubtedly, would you advocate for using these techniques in other circumstances again? Somebody probably will put forward the question of if there were another 9/11 style attack and we needed to know immediately where the next attack might be coming, would you favor treating people like this again? And she's going to be asked, do you think it was effective? And that's going to be a really interesting answer.